The best way to learn Office 365 is by learning real life scenarios. And that's where we're going to keep doing with this series. Alright, let's get into it because we have a lot to learn. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Irvin, also known as Kobo Man. We're going to continue from the last video just like we normally do so that everything ties together so it's easy to follow. So if you're finding this video for the first time, there are 3 other videos in the series and they're marked P1, P2, and P3. This one is part 4. So I highly suggest you watch all of those if you haven't, because everything ties in, because it's basically a course, right? So we're going to continue with that. Last time we added multiple users through Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and we've used a CSV file to do so, and we added Abigail here, we added Alice, and then we also added Ken Bevel. I'm going to continue doing this in Azure Active Directory, and it's slightly different in Azure Active Directory, but it's also a bit more advanced, but it's going to be easy to understand because, like I said, everything ties in together so that if you've never used Office 365, you can learn this easily. So I purposely designed it like that. So we're going to do what they call bulk operation in here as well, but we got also other options. We got bulk invite, bulk delete, and download users. We're going to touch on all of these except invite in this video because we have a scenario which we have orders from our manager to perform certain actions. And in this case, we're going to start with bulk create. So this also involves a CSV template, CSV file, which we're going to edit. Before we start doing that, please do me a favor in the comment below. Just say hello, hi, or present, sort of like in the class as a roll call. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It helps a lot. So last time, here is our notepad. We've added these 3 in here using a CSV file that was done through Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Now we're going to do it through Azure Active Directory. Okay, so since we've already added these 3, we're going to delete them, and then we're going to add these other 3. Okay, so just like we did last time, we're going to download the CSV template, and now we're going to take that file, then we're going to open it up in Excel. In the last video, if you remember, I showed you how to edit this inside of CSV editor, and you can also do it in Excel. It just has to be a desktop version of Excel. And for that, I had to switch over to my remote computer, which has the license for Office. All right, that's okay. I'm just going to spread these columns out a little bit here so it's easier to read. We're not going to fill out everything, just the things that we've done. Basic things like, name, username, address, passwords, and etc. So here it is. Here's an example. It gives you an example of the people that you can enter, and we're just going to get it going. Here it is. First person is Zane Gray, and in the first column we've got a display name, so that's going to be Zane Gray, and I'm just going to leave it at that because that's what he prefers. It's Grey, okay. And then username. Now this is the critical part of it. It's going to fail because this stuff is very finicky, very sensitive. So you got to be very, very careful on how you put this in. So username is the same thing as you see in Azure Active Directory, or the same thing that you see inside of Microsoft 365 Admin Panel. You just have to make sure that you're using the correct domain name for the person that you're creating. So it has to be something like this. In this case, we're going to type in Zane G at cosmicnovo.onmicrosoft.com. And it has to be correct. This domain name has to be perfectly correct. And you also have to make sure there are no spaces before or after the username, because this is what they're going to use to log in to Office 365. So this is very, very crucial that you set this up correctly. And here is the password field. We can leave it as this, which is fine. My password 1234. They're going to be prompted to replace it. If you want to make it something else, for example, new user 1, that's fine too. And like I said, they're going to change it. They're going to be forced to change the password next time they try to log in. Block sign in, no, because we want them to sign in. First name is Zane, and then last name is Gray. So this is very self-explanatory. Job title, let's see what we're going to make a job title. Let me just compare it to one of our people here. Let's compare it inside of Azure Active Directory. We're going to get back to the part where we're going to do a bulk upload. But here is Abigail. Remember, she was the first one we've set up initially. And if you select on her, you can see a bunch of things about her in Azure Active Directory, meaning like details and stuff that we're basically filling out, like job titles, address, and phone numbers. Here's the first thing we have done, which is display name right here. Obviously, here is first name and last name, and here is that here is the username, which is also known user principal name. This is what they use to log in. Very important. And here is her title right here. So she's lead, and well, we already have one lead. Let's check out the other one. Let's check out Alice, because I've used, okay, sysadmin. So we're going to use the same thing, and we're going to use the same address as well. So I'm going to copy that ahead of time because they are in the same office, if you recall. So job title is going to be sysadmin, because if you remember, they are part of our deployment team, which is going to go inside of department name. Deployment team. And we've got usage, location. Just a moment. Let me spread this out here a little bit so we can easier see. And we got street address, which is where we're going to set up. I'm not going to worry about user's location. You can submit all of this without having to fill out everything, but I do want to fill out the address and stuff. So I did a copy paste here, but it didn't do it good. That's fine. Let's see if that works. New York, country, United States, and just a moment here. Office physical delivery, I'm not worried about that. City is New York. What did we use for zip code over there? Let's check that out. We used 64952, which honestly, I don't know if it's a real zip code in New York, but that's okay. And then for phone number, I think I use 555, 555, 5555. Okay, I'm just going to stretch this out here a little bit. And that's it. Those are the options we have. And I think this office physical part is the office number right here. Physical delivery. And what did we have for that here? 4123. 4123. 4123. Okay. So we'll see if this takes the formatting. It's very sensitive, very finicky. So we'll see if it takes this different font that I've put in here, but we'll see. So we're going to save it as This is very, very important. I'm going to save it to desktop for now, and I'm going to make sure that it's saved under CSV, delimited or delimited. I think it's pronounced delimited. So basically, what that means is that at CSV, it's going to take in account commas to create columns and separation, I should say, in overall. So make sure that save type is selected as this, otherwise it's not going to work. And I'm going to name it deployment team uh, tier 2. Tier 2. So I'm going to save it as that. And it says here, some features of workbook might be lost if you use it, if you save it as CSV comma delimited. That's fine. You want to keep using this format. So I'm going to save it as, and I'm going to fill out these other ones so we have more to put in. And then I'm going to save it again. I'm just going to click save because you already knows what kind of format I have. So I'm going to fill all this out with these two other people, and I'm going to speed that up, and then we're going to continue with bulk upload. All right, so I've got it all filled out. We got Zane, we got Tony, and then we got Regina. So I'm gonna just click save. It already knows, as you can see, and I just wanted to make sure that you are aware of that. Here is a little space here before NO. I'm gonna leave that to see actually if it's going to be a problem when I upload it, but just keep that in mind. I'm gonna copy it into my new hires folder. So we got tier 2, deployment team tier 2. I misspelled that. It's DEP. All right. And we're going to go back here to users. We're going to do bulk operation, bulk create. We're going to select that file, tier 2, and hopefully everything goes well. File upload successful. I'm going to click submit, and it's going to think about it, and it's going to tell me if it was successful. So it's working on that right now, and it's going to tell me whether there's an error or not. So yeah, again, I highly suggest you go back and watch the previous video if you haven't, because everything ties into it. And in this situation, I am just kind of going forward. While this is happening, we will talk about some other bulk things that we can do that are very important, that are real type of situations that can happen to you. So make sure you watch the whole video because it's very important. All right, it's still in progress, and there it is. It failed. Some of the stuff failed. Let's see what happened here. Request was unsuccessful. Details: the domain portion of the user principal is invalid. You must use one of the valid domain names in your organization. So did I mess that up? I'm going to open this again and see. I thought I messed up this one. Oops. So we're going to have to edit. Sure enough, Microsoft. Wow, I actually made the same or similar mistake in my previous video. I'm tired, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Hopefully that's the last error. So here it is. We're going to try it again. Submit. So there are many ways to do this. You can do it manually. You can do it like I shown in the previous video, where you just do it through the interface inside of user, inside of the all right, it failed again. Let's see what the problem is now. The username in uploaded file matches the username of existing user in your Azure Active Directory. Change the username in the file or change the username of existing user and resubmit your request. Let's download task to see what kind of errors we get. So what happened was actually it added the last person that was messed up, but while I was doing the bulk upload, it tried to re-add the ones that were successful. So on the first attempt, it actually added the first two and failed the second one. So this is why you have these tools, right? If you download tasks here, it'll give you more details and tell you exactly which line has been broken. So if I go back here and open this here, you can see that the error, remember the error was actually on this one that we had to edit. And while we were bulk uploading these other ones, they went through just fine, but this one didn't. So I fixed this one, upload a second time, and it gave me error for these first two because they're already in the system. However, this one succeeded, and this is also shown here as well. You see that? Success. So that is fine. We're going to go back and look for these users. If I go back to users, and let's see who was one of the people we've added. Here is Regina. Regina was the last person that we've just added, the one that had an issue, which was, yeah, Regina right here. So she's in the system. Let's see if everything went through. Here is her job title, sysadmin. Here is her address, zip code, phone number. That is all successful. But what about those first two? Let's look for them. So let's see, Zane. I can't see him, so he's probably down there. There he is. There he is. Here is Zane Gray. Sysadmin, street address. Okay, great. Users, and then we've got, who was the other person that we've added? Tony Helme. Tony Helme. Here's Tony. So they're all in here right away. So I want to make sure you guys see this type of thing where you can see these type of errors, and I don't want you to get confused. I want you to use the log file, which is conveniently not named the log file, right? And here, just so you can double check, here are the people that we've added. And I wanted to make sure that you see those errors and those log files, right? So, all right, that's cool. We've finished our first part of it. And let's go back to here. I just want to show you again. It's download tasks, right? Then you select the task that you want to see, and then you can download tasks and get a visual of it, right? You get a visual of it, and it shows you all of that stuff. And you can also see it here, obviously, where which part of it failed. So let's do bulk delete. Well, why would you want to do this? Well, sometimes you want to do some cleanup in the system. Sometimes HR will send a list of people that were let go, fired or left the company. So this can happen, once a month, and you have to do some maintenance. So you'll get a bulk delete order to delete people from the system to, keep everything organized. If you're working as admin, using Azure Active Directory, these are one of the things you'll be doing. And for this, of course, you're going to use a CSV template. So we're going to download it and we're going to edit it inside of Excel. So what do we need to delete a user? We simply just need their username. We don't need anything else. And this is what you're seeing here. We don't need any other details, which makes it a lot easier. So you'll get a list of people who are getting deleted. And in this case, we're going to just delete Chris. We have Chris in the system. Chris, I think his name is Chris Green. So I'm going to add Chris G here. And I'm going to make sure that his username is correct, cosmicnovo dot on microsoft.com. So as long as he's in the system, this username, we're going to be able to delete it. So in this case, this part of it, you may have to do yourself manually because HR may not have usernames. Probably not, because it's a security thing, you know what I mean? But they will have a list of names, so that you'll get a file, email, and one of them would be, Christopher Green. Then here he is, Chris Green, Chris G at cosmicnovo on Microsoft.com. You can also just copy, or you can delete him from here too, right? But I'm just showing you how to get this information. So, hopefully, I know this is kind of like defeating the purpose of HR having to do it, but it will be part of your job. So practice makes perfect, and however you can organize it easily, and then maybe you can do this quickly. Maybe there's another person who can just send you a bunch of usernames that need to be deleted, or you may have to do this manually. Anyways, let's test it out to see how it works. Because like I said, this might be part of your job. So save as, I'm going to save it to desktop, and I'm going to make sure it's a CSV, comma, delimited, and I'm going to call it delete users template. Sure, why not? I'm just going to create a new folder called delete add users. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to copy paste, or I'm going to paste, I should say, the template that we've just created. So let's test that out here. We're going to go to users, bulk operation, bulk delete, and I'm going to upload the CSV from deleted folders, deleted users. Okay. And it says here, are you sure you want to perform the delete operation? I'm going to type in yes. I'm going to click submit. I'm going to wait for it and see what the system says, but you know, it's very simple. So there really isn't a whole lot you can make a mistake on. You can't, I'm pretty sure you cannot use the same templates for everything. Like for example, if I was to use the previous template, and this says here that it was successful, which is great. And we're going to double check that. But you can't use the same templates for these same type of operations. And it's for the best, so that way you don't make a mistake, All right, let's go to users. Let's look for Chris G. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. So we've deleted him, and that's how you do bulk operation. Of course, if you wanted to add more people, you just go back here and just keep adding usernames. Just keep adding them, save it, put it in there, and just boom, done. So the last thing I want to talk about is downloading users. Well, why would you want to download users? Let's say your manager comes to you and he says, okay, I need a list of all people. I need list of all people who are part of deployment team because we need to change their access. Or we are going to, grant them some kind of access to certain systems. So the way you do this, you actually would have to go to Azure Active Directory and go to groups. This is the easiest way to do it. So go to groups. So again, Azure Active Directory groups. And then here is our deployment team. We're going to click on deployment team, right? Then we're going to click on members. And then we're going to select the bulk operation and we're going to download members. So this way we can provide a list of all of these people. Again, let's do this again. So Azure Active Directory, go back to that, select groups. So your boss says, I need a list of all the people that work in deployment team. So it's all groups, and then select deployment team, or whichever team that he tells you to grab. And then select members because you're looking for members. And then we're going to select bulk operation. I'm going to say download members. Okay. And I'm just going to click start. It's going to create another CSV and it's going to have their information. We can just take that information and we can send it over via email, or that's probably the best way to do it, I suppose. And so that manager has this information, or maybe manager wants it plugged into some kind of a shared document. We can do that too. So here it is. It says operation ready and it says file is ready. Click here to download. So I am downloading it and here it is. We have downloaded. I'm going to open it up. And as you can see, here is the list. I apologize for that. Here we go. Just stretching it out a little bit. Here is the list of all the details about each person, right? Including their IDs in the system, their unique identifier IDs. And here is their principal names, meaning their user login IDs, their display names, object this and that, So this is just a list of people. And you can do the same thing for just users. And let's try that. But, if you want just to, do a quick, download of specific group, that's how you would do it. But if you do a download users here, you can download the entire Active Directory if you really wanted to, or you can do some add filter action, and then I'm going to say department, and I'm going to start with deployment. So this is going to filter all the deployment people, and you can do bulk operation here and select download users. And I'm going to call it let's see, deployment. Let's see if it's going to download it without actually having to select all of them. That's a good test. So I'm going to do a download. All right, if it works without selecting any of them, that's great. We may have to go in and do a check mark on all of these, but let's give it a shot if it's smart enough to actually do this. Hopefully it doesn't download the entire Active Directory, but you know, if you happen to start to download the entire Active Directory, then you will know. Okay, this is done. All right, file is ready. Let's click it open. And here it is. That worked perfectly. So the difference is you got a little bit more information here if you do it from the users. You got their, you know, street address and all this information that's inside of their use that's, you know, there. All the information that you have. But if you just want to download their names, go through groups and then download it. But you can also do it through users, and you know, you give more information if that is what you need to do. So these are all part of daily things that you may be doing, you know, as an administrator for Azure Active Directory, or you know, Office 365, or what is known it's known Microsoft, it's known as Microsoft 365 at this time. So I don't know, hopefully they don't change the name again, but I keep saying Office 365 because I'm used to doing that. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it at that. We're gonna have a new video next Sunday as well that's going to continue this the series of training. If you are interested in more frequent uploads, more frequent videos with, you know, tech tips, you know, tips on how to fix different issues for, you know, computers like help desk or just desktop support, I have a second channel that is called Kobuman Knowledge Base. So that channel has over 100 videos now, but it's going to have a lot of videos over there. So every other day there's something new coming out over there, and it's a more frequent type of second channel. That's the reason I created it, is because that way over there I can create more frequent stuff that some people are interested in, because I know not everybody wants to you know, watch a video every day, new video. So this is why on this channel there's a video once a week, but over there every other day there's something new. And some of it is also recycled, but kind of separated into separate topics. For example, if I had a help desk video with 10 different topics, I'm going to separate all of those into 10 different videos, just so it's a knowledge base, meaning that you can go in and just look for solution to some other issue, possible solution to some other issues that you may encounter. All right, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.